friends, your favorite besties are back for another episode of No Ma'am. I'm your host, Willie Will, and this is my co-host.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of No Ma'am.
All right, friends. Now, after a season that gave us mood swings, wig snatches, or should I say wig losses, and a whole lot of wetness, don't ask. Please don't. We've finally made it to the grand finale. And yep, we've got a winner who truly deserves it. But we can't let this moment slide to kind of dab a little no ma'am shade on it. But um that all aside, so we get into these eliminated queens looks.
Yes, please. Also, you said a few weeks, girl. That shit felt like years. No shade.
I said I said the wigs. I said the wig
No,
snatchers.
no. But you said after a few weeks. Did you say weeks?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe. I probably said both.
I
But
don't
yes,
know.
it felt like forever. Yes, you're absolutely right.
This the season felt very long.
I mean, yes. But like overall, right, before we get into the eliminated queens looks, what did you think of the finale episode as a whole?
I thought it was one of the better ones post season 9. I thought it was entertaining. I thought the girls got to showcase their talents really well, and I love the fact that they got to sing their own vocals like finally. 'Cause I don't think they've done that since what, like season 6, maybe?
I don't know.
And the
Yes,
only
maybe
reason they had them
because
actually
Bianca
sing,
Adore and Courtney did it. Yeah.
the only reason they had them actually sing is because two of them actually really knew how to sing.
And Bianca knew how to speak. I mean, she did.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
didn't know how to sing, but she knew how to speak. And so
yeah.
she did
She
it
made it
like
work. She made it work.
yeah, she did. And it was funny, right? It was already
Yeah,
Bianca. And she won. So there you go.
exactly.
Which I think is this parallels to me to we'll get into that. But there was one thing, I don't want to digress too long, but there was one either Instagram post or tweet I saw that said that Anya got like the story. There was like people keep comparing Anya to like the storyline of Saphira or Shay, but they should be comparing her to like the storyline of like Bob, Jinx, and Bianca.
I don't know about Jinx, Bob, and Bianca, yes. Because I feel
Hmm,
like Jinx had a different storyline than Bob and Bianca.
true. I think more so. I'm not sure about Bianca because I didn't get Anya that way, but I did get the parallels between Anya and Bob. I got that. To me, I think that would make more sense.
A little bit in the sense that you kind of did get, like, little Bianca wasn't always nice to the girls. And,
Right.
she had her moments. Anya had her moments. But at the end of the day, like, deep down, they were sweethearts. And, like, if it came down to it, they would really help out whoever needed help.
But I
Like, they
didn't
were
see
very
the
motherly.
girls like gravitating towards Anya like a mom, right?
Yeah,
But I
no.
did see elements in which Anya was very confident, not so much showboat like Bob was on season 8, but very confident in understanding who Anya Nerve is, right? Like,
Mhm.
and so that's why when I saw the post, it just reminded me because I think this season has some parallels between like previous seasons and in terms of like the edits for the top four and what we can see, and I think that's why one, yes, it was a season of the Nepo babies. So yeah, you can compare some of these girls to like previous, drag race contestants because they are from the same family. But also I think there are just some parallels that we can we can make some correlations too. So I thought it was really fun.
Yeah. I
All
also
right.
don't want to get too into it because I know we're doing another episode with a full season recap.
Oh yeah,
So,
fully.
like,
Yes.
yeah.
Spoiler.
Oh, sorry. Spoiler.
I
Oops.
mean, spoiler that
Oops.
we're gonna do a full like recap, a culminate of season 17 with a friend of the podcast. We can't really tell you who, but just know it's gonna be a friend of the podcast. So all right, let's kick it off with these finale looks from the Eliminated Queens. And as
Yes,
always, we're
please.
gonna keep it real. So buckle up, bitches. All right. So first up, we have Lucky Stars. What did you think of Lucky's look?
So, overall, it's a yes, man. There are aspects of it that I don't like that, like, for me, prevented it from being like a Nova. Mainly, it's those balls in the headpiece.
Hmm.
Because the fact, so if you like look at them and compare them to like the planets that are around the skirt, like the ones in the skirt are like have dimension to them, they have multicolors. They actually look like a real planet. The ones on her head are single colored, bright colored. They don't look like planets, bitch. They look like ping pong balls. So that for me took me out of the illusion. I love the actual headpiece minus the balls. Like I love the painting she did on it. I did see the designer for this. I'm so sorry, I forgot his name. But he actually had a different headpiece for it, which was more of like a sun, I think. It was like golden yellow. And I
Okay.
thought that would look really great. But I think this fits more of the Lucky Stars drag persona.
Okay. I gave it a soft man. And right, don't get me wrong. She served face like down, right? That mug was so good. And she looked amazing. But to me, the outfit was giving very crafty. And I say this because it was giving like I'm working with what I got sort of vibes. And I'm not sure if the designer did it on purpose because sometimes it may be intentional to still give it the Lucky Stars like stamp, right? Which I got that, but it looks very unfinished to me, and I think it's probably the headpiece is what does it for me, right? Like I guess what's that, the clouds or that white part just looks a little bit like, oh, we just stuck this on the headpiece, right, and like put it here, and so that just kind of takes away from the beautiful mug that she's giving. But yes, I agree with you on the balls and on the dress. They do look like planets. So I'm like, yes, that's amazing. But I just think there was elements of it that didn't give me like finale, and I wanted to see a fully realized Lucky Stars.
I see that. I also don't completely understand the shape of the headpiece. I don't know. Maybe somebody can explain that to us. I don't know why she chose that specific shape. Again, I think maybe had she gone with the headpiece that the designer actually made, maybe it would have elevated it.
Probably. And we don't know, right? Something could have happened to the headpiece and she had to
That
make this herself, right? Like, and this is what she came up with. So you never know.
yep, that very that.
All right. Next up is Joella. What did you think?
I think it's the best she's ever looked. I give it a, I give it a yes, ma'am. I feel nice today.
Well,
I
I
feel nice.
unfortunately do not feel nice. I gave it a soft ma'am, right? Because I think one, it's an iconic, runway reference, and she was able to reference herself. I love when a queen does not take themselves too serious and can reference themselves. Great. And we all know that was a moment for Joella. She had an iconic moment on season 17.
Hmm.
But low key, I actually liked the little pillow or glory hole look that she was doing. I like that better than this. Right? I don't know. For some reason, I felt that was more realized than this was.
I think this is a cute concept. I think it could have maybe been done a little bit better. I think it maybe it's because of the material. I feel like it doesn't suit her body well. Like I think it makes her look very kind of chunky, but like in a bad way. Because you can look chunky and still look good, but this just looks
Hmm.
very kind of misshapen. The gloves look make her arms look very thick, like extra thick. They
Hmm.
look kind of like butcher's gloves. So again, the best she's looked. We'll say that.
Yes. Her mug, again, right? That's another mug that looked amazing on the runway. But I just thought, I think the fabric to me just kind of took me off the look. But again, I liked the original look better than this one. And I just think that is saying something because that look was hideous.
Yeah. No,
And
I
the
will
fact that I
commend.
enjoy that one more than this is crazy.
I will commend her for the choice of fabric though, because that is very difficult to work with and make look good. So I'm glad she tried. Um, yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Mona Lisa. So what did we do?
I don't want to be nice anymore. No, it's a soft man. It's a soft man. I just really hated those teardrops around the dress. And actually, I'm not a huge fan of this whatever the fuck you want to call it, this the shoulder thing. I love the hair, I love the makeup. She look good. That body, bitch.
Bunny's great.
But overall, soft man. It wasn't hideous.
Okay. I also gave Mona Lisa a soft ma'am. But like, sis, I'm a little confused by the whole rain cloud, sad girl thing. But like, I didn't get that because I didn't get that from Mona Lisa throughout like during the season. So for her to make this the finale look, I was confused as to where it went. But again, it's another mug that looked amazing. Body looked great. Headpiece, the hair, amazing. She got it from Glitter Bomb Wigs, so the wig was immaculate. But from neck up, Pomona was everything to me.
Yes. I feel like she might have been referencing the what is it? The Inside Out sadness character. I feel like that's maybe what she went for. But I feel like it didn't really read that necessarily.
No, it didn't.
I think it
She was
needed
giving me cherry pie, like, look,
not the forbidden pie.
I'm just saying. I actually like that. I actually like that look though. That was a really great look,
This
to be
was
honest.
really good. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just on a controversial
But
person, but it's a great look.
yeah. Anyway, Crystal.
What did we
Uh,
think of Crystal?
I really like the dress. I I don't know. There was something about the look as a whole that I wasn't loving. And I don't know if it's maybe the way it was photographed and the way like everything kind of moved. And I love Crystal, and I don't want to be mean because I really like Crystal. But to me, the dress silhouette didn't suit her body type, is the only issue I had. So I think she looked a little too, the shoulders looked really broad, and it took me out of the illusion a little bit. But the dress was great. I think the makeup is great. I love the headpiece, love the hair. I don't know. There was just something about it. Again, maybe it's the way it was photographed and the way, like,
Hmm.
under the lighting, the way it looked. I don't know. But I love Crystal. So for me, it's mm, soft, man.
I mean, Crystal, her face, fire, right? The old Hollywood glam, loved it. The boob area,
The
not so much.
the
The
boob contouring.
contour, it took me out. But overall, I did give her yes, ma'am, because I did like the look. I didn't like the look on the runway because it didn't read well, but during pictures, when she was on the steps of the Met, like, bitch, that looked amazing. So shout out to her for taking those photos like on her Instagram and putting it because girl, Crystal looked amazing. So I just wish it would have read like that, like on the actual finale, because it was a little, I don't know, the boob area for me just kind of took me out. Maybe I think that's majority of where like you
I think
probably
it,
was like, no.
yeah, because I think it also does kind of, again, kind of make her whole top, like this half, look really big, and really like broad, especially the way she contoured it. So I'm guessing that's it. But yeah, love the dress, love the makeup, love the hair, love the way, or what the hair is doing. But soft.
Okay. All right. Next up, we had Acacia Forgot and Arietti. What did you think?
I never thought I'd give Acacia a Nova, but I love this dress. I love this look on her. I
This
love
was
the
an over for
hair.
you?
It wasn't over for me. I think she looks beautiful. I feel like the dress is very southern, and I feel like it fits her drag persona very well. I love this the way the dress has this like back piece, but that kind of goes into the front. Loved it. Love the fabric choice. Love the color. I just wish she had maybe just for this look tone down the blush just a little bit, just a little bit. We know she loves to
Listen,
blush, but just
if
a
it's
little
one
bit.
thing Acacia is never gonna forget, and that's some fucking blush.
I mean, it's her own blush,
Yeah.
so I get it, marketing bitch. But like for this look specifically, maybe just a little bit toned down.
Yes. I mean, I didn't give Acacia an over, but I did give her a yes, ma'am, because I felt like she came through with the energy. The look was
Facts.
great. And this was probably her best moment. Her face stamped. I think this, even though it was blush, like on blush, on blush, on blush, I think it actually still looked good on her face. You know, sometimes the blushes were like, ooh, it'll be like, girl, calm
Candy.
down. Like, but this was not bad for me. But I liked everything. I liked the hair. I like the dress. I thought this was a really great, like, realized concept for Acacia
Hmm.
Forgot. And so I didn't forget this dress, which was great.
Like the rest of her things in the rest of the season.
Same, right?
I don't remember how she went home.
What?
I don't
You
remember how
definitely.
she went.
Oh, me neither. But yeah,
Anyway, Ariete. This was an over for me. Absolute over for Ariete. I loved everything about it. I loved the silhouette, fabric choice, the makeup, the prosthetics, jewelry. Yeah, I love this look. I think this is my favorite Ariete look of the whole season, honestly.
interesting. You know, for me, when I was watching it, at first I was like, why a cat? And then I realized she's trolling us. And then I said, that's a genius fucking move from
Yeah,
Ariete. And so that's why she got the over for me. Because if you remember back on the critique, Michelle said, stop like painting your
a
face to look like
consort.
cats, like the musical. And I was like, Ariete would be the one to be a cunt and actually dress up like a fucking cat and make it couture.
Yeah, this reminds me. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of the movie Witches, but like a glamour version of that.
Which one, the original one or the remake?
The original always. Fuck the remake.
Okay.
Fuck Anne
Ooh.
Hathaway. I love you, Anne Hathaway. Fuck that movie. Fuck that movie.
Okay. I can see. That makes sense. All right. Next, we have the lovers. Corey King and Lydia Butthole Collins, and also Lana Dre. What do we think?
For Corey, yes, ma'am. Almost a Nova. She looks great. She looks amazing. Energy she was exuding that night was amazing. Hair great, makeup great. I love the color she went with. It's not a color I thought she would have went with, but it looks so good on her. But yeah, I love the contrast between the black and the pink. It's very like neon, very futuristic, but very like kind of old school as well. Like just kind of old school drag with like a very futuristic twist. And I love the geometric shapes of like the boob area and
Hmm.
the bottom part. Yeah, I thought it was a great dress. Best she's looked, honestly.
Listen,
Yeah.
I didn't think I was ever going to say this on No Man podcast about Corey King, but
Did you?
this was a
Did you?
fucking over for me.
Okay. Cut.
Like Corey came out, and I was like, "This is what I've been waiting for." Like when
That
she
this.
came out, I was like, "This is what I've been waiting for." Like
Hmm.
this is the fucking Corey King that I knew Corey King can be. Corey King looks
Hmm.
amazing. Okay, like amazing. I was like, "Yes, bitch, Corey, you fucking better." Okay, Corey, you fucking better.
This is the Corey we want to see on All Stars.
Literally, like. But what I would say that like my only critique, and this is a personal opinion of mine that I just hate, is I hate when queens wear hip pads with no titties.
She doesn't she?
Like
Yeah, she. But it makes no sense for her. But I feel like it also made no sense for at least the titties made no sense with this dress.
what with this dress, yes. But like on a norm, I just hate when queens wear hip pads with no titties. Because I think then you look like a pear.
Hmm.
Where I'm like, I don't think that's what you're going for. And for some reason, and we're gonna get into it with the top four looks, but there was a queen in the top four that wore hip pads with no fucking titties, and it was just bothering me. I don't know, it just takes me out of the look. Wear the titties and the hip pads. That's just me. That's
Yeah,
my personal opinion. I don't know. I feel like that's the illusion. So go with the illusion.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't bother me as much, but I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, like wear the titties too.
Listen,
Like
itty bitty titties matter.
they do. I just don't
Yeah.
like the boy body, like the boy chest, and like hip pads. I just don't like that. Like I don't know. For some reason, it just takes me out, and it's no shade to the queens because listen, some dress like you have to do that. Like in Corey's case, I don't think it would look right with the titties, right? Like no. So, but the
Instead
body
of
was
maybe
still
like
right.
instead of doing like a bib, she maybe just could have put some, chicken cutlets in and like
She
pushed them
could
out
have
the
had the
front.
chicken cutlet dress. I think that probably would have elevated it a little bit, and she probably wouldn't have to had to go like this to like put it down, right? So because I don't like that space. When it buckles when they
Hmm.
see it and it's a space, and I think that's what happened with Crystal's look too, right? Because she had nothing to hold it up, so because of that, she had the contour which was oddly shaped, and so that just took us out of the look, right? That's the only thing. But do like Lydia, right? Like Lydia didn't have pads, and I think, or if she did, it was little to
It
none,
was very
and
minimal.
so and it made sense for like one Lydia's aesthetic and also the dress that Lydia was wearing. I thought Lydia, this was a soft ma'am. She almost had a yes ma'am for me because I didn't like that shit on her face.
That fucking thing on what? Lydia.
God, I'm like God.
Close. So close. And I get it. This is what your drag is. This is this is your drag persona. So I won't judge you for that. You do you, boo.
Yes.
You do you, boo. But like, I was like, oh my God, she looks great. And then like that whatever that thing was on her face, I'm like,
Don't know. Yes. And I don't know why it was only on one side. If you're gonna do it, do the whole thing then. Like, just don't give me one
yeah,
side.
I don't know. I thought she, I thought she looked great. It was a soft man.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Same, right?
Lydia,
Like the soft man was there.
yeah, Lydia, despite what everyone says about your drag, just keep you doing you. Keep doing you. Just,
Yeah, I don't
don't
yeah, I
stop that.
think it works for her, right? Like I just think
Yeah.
she I think that's who she is.
Hmm.
And watching a season back, if I think about it, like there were some looks in which she's great. She's a great seamstress. She can make a garment. I just think her aesthetic is just not for everyone, and that's okay, right? Like we
Yeah,
need that.
totally.
Like drag is supposed to have a conversation. It's supposed to make you think, right? It's very subjective. It's also personable, and it's for everyone. So I think that yes, I'm with you. I think she continues to do this. I think she'll be great,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I
Just
love her
stop doing it.
deadpan
No,
personality
actually,
though.
no, I'm not even. Not me saying don't listen to people and then me being like, stop doing this shit. No, never mind. Ignore me.
Yes.
Keep doing you.
But speaking of a queen who did have an amazing glow up, Lana Del Rey. Lana looked amazing, except for those fucking shoes. I just don't like those fucking shoes. I
I know
swear I
you.
wish
You.
I want her to have like a stiletto or something, but those fucking stripper shoes piss me off because what they do is they take me out of the look. Like this was such like from the feet, like she looked good. And then them fucking shoes just took me out of the look.
I
But
know that
with that
dress was.
said, it's a yes man.
Yeah,
Even
I
with the
know that.
fucking shoes.
Listen, that dress, I know she paid pretty penny for it. Like, I mean, I don't know how much I actually paid for it, but just by looking at it, like, bitch, that dress must have been expensive. And it looks it, and the way she commanded the stage, or the way she walked out, she looked great. I don't think she's ever looked better, honestly. And
No,
that's not
Lana
to be
looked
shady or
amazing.
anything, because she's always looked good. But like, I don't know, this was just like super elevated. I don't necessarily mind the heels as much as you do because to me this was given like slutty fairy godmother, like with the kind of like the hood and like the dress, the color. So I felt like the shoes kind of made sense with that. Like it was giving me like slutty fairy godmother. So what would a slutty fairy godmother wear? Fucking pleaser, stripper shoes. Like why not?
I didn't get slutty fairy godmother. I got
No,
elevated fairy godmother. That's what I was giving. So that's why
with the
I
whole titty
wanted.
out.
What I wanted was, you remember the shoes that she wore for her all like her black and white look, like the vampire look, and she wore these black stilettos. They were like, I think they probably were like Kate's or some Louboutin shoes that she had on. If she would have wore these, like a shoe that looks like that,
I was
which
about to
I would have
say
been like,
back.
not black, no, but
Okay.
obviously like a color, maybe like a color that goes with the garment that she was wearing. I think she would, girl, not you like losing the fucking phone. Get your life
I don't
together.
know what just happened. It just like literally like flopped
Yes,
over.
you had a moment, but I would have wanted a different shoe. Like I just give me a different shoe.
You said for the black and white look?
Yes, she wore like these pumps.
I don't see
Well,
pumps.
not the black and white look, but the all black look that she had, the parasol. It was the parasol look when she was the
Okay,
vampire.
okay, okay, okay. Which one can I see the fucking heels?
She looked amazing.
Okay,
Those shoes.
yes.
I want a pump,
I
not that
would.
color, but I want a pump.
I don't know about a pump with this. And
Just
anyway,
don't.
she looked great. The bitch was stunning. This was an over for me.
She almost would have got an over from. And Rana, I really wanted to give you an over. I really did. But then like Jhoany can tell you, we was at Hardware and I
You
saw
said
them
those.
fucking shoes, and I was like, them fucking shoes.
You did. You
like,
really did. I think you
like
hit me
that.
actually.
Yes, I did. I was like, the
Yeah.
fucking shoes. Like that's the first thing that came out of my head. Like everybody was living for the look. I was also living for the look, and I was like, them fucking shoes.
Yeah, I mean, she looks great. I really love that titty out. I just think it's so cut.
Yeah, it was very, very little Kim at the
Yeah.
like MTV Awards. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, we have Susie Toot, the queen. I'm sure already done had hers is. You know, our fifth place Lollapalooza winner from Florida. I feel like I had to say that because Morphine was the fifth place queen of last season, and she was also the queen of She Done Already Done Has Hers is. And she's also from Florida. So yeah,
Why does? Why do I feel like WoW's trying to replace all the New York queens with Florida queens, and I'm not here
I
for it.
mean,
That's
I
homophobic, that's
live.
racist, that's all the type of things in the world.
It's true. Listen, we need some fifth place queens who can win she already than had hers is. I mean, we almost had
Hmm. Wait, has Florida had any winners besides Trinity, like in a regular season?
no.
I don't think so.
No one
Never
has
mind.
come out of Florida. So it's about time for Florida to have a winner.
I think Trinity might be the only one. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, what you think of this
Susie,
look?
she got an over for me. I thought Susie looked amazing. Like, I liked the gag. I thought prosthesis, I thought that was great. I thought it was so
Prosthetics?
clever. I don't know. Prosthetics, prosthesis, it's the same thing.
Wow.
No, it's the same thing. It's like tomato, tomato. But the gag, I love the gag. I was like, it was great. She looked good. The hair was right. The makeup was good. This is a fully realized Susie Toot. When we talk about when queens see themselves on TV and they come back and they have to reference themselves, this is what we're talking about. This is seeing yourself on the television, making the correct edits, and then saying, I'm still going to be me, but this is just me realized with some
Hmm.
money.
Yeah, a lot, girl, a lot of money apparently. I love this look. I love this look. I think it is a great look. You can see all the small details, like the rhinestones, the thorns, everything. I feel like lately we've been seeing a lot of this concept. A lot, a lot. So for me, it's not the most original. Like I've seen like this whole hands thing, I don't know how many times at this point. So for that purpose, to me it wasn't as shocking or as gaggy as like some other people thought it was, because I'm like, okay, you only like the 100th queen that I've seen do this in literally like the past 5 months. So I'm like, eh. But it was a great look. So for me, it's just a yes, man.
Okay.
Almost a Nova.
I mean, we do have 17 seasons of the regular season, right? Like we have 17 seasons in. Do we think that we're going to get as original as
But I
like
don't even,
we've never seen this before? I like that she did, even though it may not be the most original look, but it was still there was still some gag moments to it.
have we seen this on a regular season though? I don't know if we have.
We haven't seen the hands, but and we also haven't seen like prosthetics like this on a regular season. What comes to mind is Pythia with the three heads. That's the only that always comes to my head when I think about that.
Well, for me, I'm specifically talking about like this hands pose with like the fake hands and Queen sticking the real hands and something else and going like this. Like again, I feel like I've seen that a lot.
Okay,
And not just on Drag Race franchises, but just like local queens who will do it. I will say this is one of the best ones I've seen. Like the hands look really really good. Like they're very realistic.
yeah, especially in photos. You don't know what the guy gets in photos. Like it looks like her hands in photos. Like that's why I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
illusion is
um,
there in the photos.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you on that part. I love the hair
Like
though. I
because
love
this
the
photo right
hair.
here, it looks like animatronics in the back, and it looks like her hands. If you look at it a little bit, right? Like, but then if you get closer, then you're like, oh, they're not real.
Yeah, I
But
think I'm just being nitpicky.
yeah, but if at first, like first value, like what you look, it's like, wow, like this is Susie did this, and everything looks good. And so I love that she's another queen that referenced herself, right? She had that less than ideal scissor moment, whatever that was that she did, as Ellen Green,
I don't know. I don't
whatever,
even know what
right?
the fuck she was doing.
I don't know what she was doing. I don't think Susie knew what she was doing, but that's why it was funny. All right. So, shall we get into this top four? Right. So, first up, we have Jules Sparkles. What did you think of Jules?
Absolute over. I think this is my favorite look of the night, and probably my favorite look she's ever done. This look was amazing. Like color, the way it fit her. I felt like she was kind of referencing Schiaparelli with this. And she looked so good. Like I literally have no notes about this look at all.
I gave it an
Like
over two.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just can't praise this look enough. Like, probably honestly top 10 top 10 looks on Drag Race for me, like period.
Nice. You know what I loved about this look is when I think of the finale, right? And I think you're in the top four. I always think of you taking me on a journey with you.
Hmm.
Like what you've learned by seeing yourself on the television, what you've learned by your own drag, by, looking at the show and being, retrospect. And this to me seems like she was referencing her entrance look, but this was the elevated version of that mini dress because it still had the ribbons, it was still in the same color, she still had the same kind of Ariana Grande hair, right? But this is an updo, the other one was kind of like swooped, right? And I just feel like this was like the more mature version. Like, oh, now I'm a fully realized drag queen, and this is my concept, and this is the thing, like I thought this was really smart for her to still stay on brand as Jewel Sparkles, but also reference like this is my journey and I'm gonna take you along with me.
I see that. I see that. Yeah. I mean, again, I have no notes and cannot praise this look enough. Like, amazing look.
Right. But next we had Lexi Love. And so this is I'm a little torn, right? Because
I'm
again, if
not.
you
This is
take
no ma'am.
I gave it a meh, ma'am, and I'm going to tell you why. Because there's still elements of it in which I think she did look amazing, right? Lexi
Yes.
Mug is always going to be stamped. Like, Lexi is such a gorgeous queen. Like, so good. That mug is just like fitting. But I just want more drag. And I think I've said this on a previous episode, right? I want more drag, but I wanted this to be a finale look. And to me, this was giving more of an entrance to Drag Race and not a finale. And I wanted to see what she has learned about herself by watching herself on the season. Right? What could we have gotten? Could we have gotten Lexi in a gown, right? A fashion moment? Could we have really gotten like a boom, here I am. This is Lexi Love. And that's kind of what I look at the finales for. Like that is what I was like wanting, and she just left me wanting more.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. I feel like going into the finale, you should, from the moment you step out on that carpet, be like, bitch, this is why I deserve to win. And I feel like this look wasn't giving that. Face looks great, hair, body looks great. The look is a good look. It's just not finale worthy for me. Like this doesn't tell me, hey, I should be America's Next Drag Superstar. Like you said, it's for me, it's an entrance look, not a finale look.
Right.
Looks great, but not a great finale look. So no.
Right. I agree. All right. Next up, we had Anya Nerve. What did we think?
This was a meh for me. I thought she
Hmm.
looked beautiful. I thought she looked great. Get it. I love the color on her, but I didn't get all those weird shapes. And I don't know if she was referencing something that I just didn't understand. She looked very great, very grand, very elegant. I just didn't quite understand it.
Same. I didn't give it a meh. I gave it a yes, ma'am, because I thought I was like, listen, I don't know why, but I'm living for it. I think it's the way she sold it on the runway for me when she did her little slow, Anya with her slow walk. Her slow walk would just get you anytime, right? And then she do that at the end, right? Like, I know you're looking, but right? And so that just gave me what I needed, and I was like, yes, ma'am. But did I get it? Absolutely not. Do I understand what this is? Absolutely not. Do I care? No. But like, no. Does that make me delusional? Hell yeah. And like, did I grade this on a curve? Yeah, because it's on your nerve, and yes, I did, and I'm okay with that. But
I
I love
mean,
the headpiece. I thought the headpiece is amazing. Headpiece, great. Mug, sickening. The dress, don't understand.
yeah. I mean, she looked great. Again, this for me as compared to Lexi, this looked like a finale look that I completely understand it. No, but bitch, like looked grand. She looked royal.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but we have said that, right? Anya is very hit or miss on the runways for us, and that has been throughout the whole season. Like what she
Yeah.
lacks in the runways, she makes up in other areas. So I didn't have that much of a high hope for Anya, like fashion wise, but I just knew as far as like an entertainer, yes, Anya Nerve
Mhm.
is that girl for you.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, we had Sam Starr. What do we think?
I'm sorry, Sam. I love you. And you've had some amazing looks this whole season, but this is No Ma'am. And it's just for the same reasons that I gave Lexi No Ma'am, and that this for me is not a grand finale look. She looks great, amazing look. This absolutely gives me Sam Star. Like this is her. This is what I expect from her. Not as a finale look, as an entrance look, yes.
Yes, I agree, right? Entrance look, yes. Finale look, no, right? This didn't scream finale to me. I would have preferred her to give me a gown, like a full pageant, like experience. Maybe we could have done, if she could have done this in a gown, like a bigger one, man, I probably would have been like, yes, without the hat, like the cowboy hat, no. Or she could have gave a fully realized or more realized her entrance to
Hmm.
this, like
Hmm.
go full ball gown to that
Hmm.
like entrance look because she almost did it, right? I had really enjoyed her entrance look. I thought it really told us who Sam Star was. And so I think for finale, I wanted to see like the evolution of Samantha. And so love Samantha. Think Sam I'm a Sam Star stan. There's so much potential bottled up in her. I just think it's great. But yes, I would have liked something different. It was more of a finale look. This was
Yeah,
giving me very much like, hey, entrance. Maybe even entrance to All Stars, but just not the finale of season 17.
yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Okay, so the challenge for this episode was that the top four needed to create original performances to songs that they actually sing. And so my question before we get into it is if you think of the top four, there's two vocalists, right? It is Sam. Sam is a vocalist. She has some really great songs that she's made on the season. And then obviously we know Anya Nerve is the vocalist. So do you think this challenge favored Anya because of her vocal strength?
Not necessarily. I think at the end it was just a performance challenge. And whoever performed the best, that was it. Like what, and like, I feel like there's several things that go into that. There's confidence, the actual presentation. Yes, vocals matter. I don't think they matter as much as like other things, like knowing the fucking words.
So, all right. So we have four performances. So if you had to rank them with one being the best and four being the worst, or your least favorite, right? One being your, because I won't say worst because that's kind of harsh. So one being your favorite and then four being your least favorite. What would your ranking be?
I'll say worst. I don't care. First, my favorite was Sam. She exuded confidence. The bitch ate that the house down. We knew there were going to be reveals, but we didn't know those were going to be the reveals. She just looked great, performed great. Second, Jewels. I did not expect that at all. Again, we knew reveals were going to happen this whole night. I thought she was a great performer. Again, exuded confidence. I love that she took a comedic route. Very on brand for Jules. Very campy. I was laughing the whole time and I was like living the whole time. I thought this was great. That like slip into like the lift into the split, insane. Insane. Third, Anya. Love the confidence, love the song. Was it anything like that had your mouth agape and like jaw dropping? No, but it was a really solid performance that did not rely on any gags, reveals, none of that stuff. It was just like, hey, I'm Anya, this is what I do, take it or leave it, and I love that. Least favorite was Lexi because she didn't know the words. You could see it. Like I was like, is it just me or like does the lip not necessarily match up with what's being sung? And I just feel like looked kind of nervous the whole time, or I don't know, just that confidence wasn't there. And it's something I think that we have said about Lexi before. She lacks confidence. And I feel like if you're trying to be the winner, you cannot lack confidence. You need to go up on the stage and be like, bitch, this is why I deserve to win. Even if you fall, even if you mess up, you still need to exude confidence in order for people to believe that you are America's next track superstar. And I feel like she did not give that at all during the performance. The physical performance, great, yes. But we've seen her roller skate before. So it wasn't super shocking to me, especially when she was rolled out. Everyone knew there was roller skates under there. So it
Hmm.
wasn't like super shocking. But again, physical performance, great. Just lacked confidence. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say for that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you with the rankings, right? Sam was my favorite. And I want to say this because I think this has been the Sam Star of the whole entire season, and where she's getting a lot of hate for no reason, and I just think it's really funny, right? Where it's like, oh, like, and she has a lot of shade being thrown at her, which is so funny to me. And I said it from the beginning. I was like, Samantha is someone y'all need to watch out for. I've been saying it. I never changed. I've always been Sam Star. it's funny because every time we watched it in person at the the viewing party, and it was like Sam's next,
Yeah.
and
But the
then the
way these bitches were
performance,
living,
then they were like screaming, jumping up and down, right? I was watching the viewing party that from Roscoe's, where I was watching it on YouTube, and I saw the Chicago Queens, and they were like, "Oh, Sam's next. What do we expect? It's just gonna be Sam, and she's gonna do some reveals, and she's gonna do something." And then they cut back. Everyone was like, "Bitch, Sam stole the whole fucking show." Right? Like that is what I find to be really interesting. Is one, yes, she had reveals. Yes, she did. We didn't know when they were coming. Like we had no idea, and we didn't know that they was gonna level up. That she took the dress off and she stepped
that
on it and made it a red carpet.
was cunt. That was so cunt. And the way she just walked that red carpet down, like again, just exuding confidence. Like this is me, bitch. Like this is Sam Star. This is the Sam Star
Right.
experience. This is what
Yes. Like
you
I don't.
deserve.
And she has said that she's a pageant queen. She has said that she loves perfection, right? And if you are in the pageant world, then you know it's very prim and proper, very polished. You have to be poised, right? Because there's certain steps on the stage that you have to stop at. You have to turn a certain way. You have to wave. There's some things you do. So yes, it looks a little methodical and it can sometimes be robotic, but that's just what pageantry is all about. And if you are in the pageant scene, then you know that that's what pageant queens do.
It didn't
So
fully feel
no,
robotic to me though.
not this
Okay.
performance. No, but I'm
Okay.
just saying
Okay.
in general because people's like,
Okay.
oh,
Okay.
like that has been like the Sam Star. Like she's been
Okay.
like pageant, she's
Okay.
too polished. And I'm like, that's just her personality. And also I think it is not her fault, right, that she's from Trinity the Tuck. And everybody keeps saying, "Oh, this is not Sam. This is Trinity." No, it's not. This is Sam Star. Like
Yeah.
that is Sam Star. And I think if the it would be we would probably be throwing shade, and by we I mean the fans would probably be throwing shade at Trinity if she had a drag daughter that was a shit show.
Fully. Fully. They'd be dragging her, both of them down. They'd be dragging all of them down. What I
But
also,
I didn't mean to cut you off, but like where's the smoke, right? Because if you say that Sam resembles or reminds you of Trinity so much, the same can be said about Lana Del Rey and Lux
oh,
Noir London.
yep. Yep.
If we want to be technical, right? They're both really mugged down, right? Model-esque queens, both into fashion, right? They kind of have the same aesthetic. Like the inches is there, human wigs, all of that, right? So where's the smoke for them? That it's the same smoke for like Trinity and Sam, and it's because we don't like her drag mom. But that's not Sam's fault though. Like I don't understand. And I've been listening to podcasts, I've been watching videos, and I'm like, I love that people now are giving her flowers because she had an amazing performance on the finale. But like this was Sam the whole entire season.
Yeah. One thing I really loved about this perform, or I think what made me love it more is I'm the type of person that likes to go against the grain. Like I don't know, it's just something in me. Like if you tell me no, bitch, I will say yes. If you say yes, I'll say no. So seeing Sam get so much hate, I already liked Sam. I love Sam, from the start. But seeing people hate her so much for no reason, again, no faults of her own, because the bitch was great the whole season, it made me want to root for her even more. And like I even said it before the finale started, when we were at Hardware, I was like, I want her to have the best performance and shut these bitches the fuck down. I want her to
Yes.
like convert all her haters. I want them to all be
Yes.
left gagged. And that's exactly what she did. All I've seen online is Sam should have been top two, even from
Yes.
people who hate her, um,
Right.
just based on this performance. And I love that for her. I love that for
Yes,
her.
when I tell you people before she performed, it was like, they know to check it for her. After that, gagged. When I say
Yeah.
mouths was opened, gagged. And obviously, Jules was my second one, right? Jules was great. I love the comedic like timing that she had. I thought it was really refreshing for Jules. I loved her concept. It had levels. It was funny. She made sense. It was branding. Thing, like I put the thing in Ding Dong. I thought that was great. Anya vocals amazing. That was the best song, right? Like that's a song that could be a bop. Like that's a bop. It do take nerve. I just wanted more levels, and I think that's been the running theme for me with Anya and her lip syncs is that there's no levels. Like take me on a journey. Give me highs, give me lows, give me some mids, and that's kind of what I want. Like I don't always like the gags and all that stuff. Like no, take me on the journey. And for Anya, I want her to take me on the journey And then for Lexi, I had high hopes, but I just felt really underwhelmed. Not because there was anything wrong with the performance, right, or her as a queen. I just you gave me an amazing lip sync on the second episode to Alter Ego. So much fire, so much confidence, so much passion that then to see it get diminished throughout the season with that wonky ass edit. I'm not sure if it was intentional or not, but to let the inner saboteur be your basis of your storyline was weird to me, but that's not her fault. That's the editors. And then to see that play out again on this stage, I'm not sure if it was, I would have to assume you're there, you want it so bad that you get a little nervous, right? And you've seen the reception of the other queens, so now you're like, shit, maybe, right? But no, you come out like you the only bitch on that fucking runway. Like you come out and you stomp it because you know what you can bring. And I just wanted that because I saw it in that second episode.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like this was a different Lexi than the one we
Yeah,
saw in episode
yeah.
two.
Yeah, and then she didn't know the words, and so that was a little off-putting that she didn't know the words, and I was like, "Damn it,
Girl, how you
girl!"
don't know your own words. But
All right,
you know who my
so
real favorite performer though was? Mark.
oh my God, you
He
know
was
what?
eating. He was
Shout out
eating.
to Mark because Mark, I think Mark is in every one of these fucking photos right here. But like, shout out to Mark. And if you don't know, Mark is one of the backup dancers, but Mark is also on the current season of The Amazing Race with his husband Brett. And so, shout out to Mark and Brett. Hopefully, you guys win this season of The Amazing Race. We are rooting for you. You know, obviously, we love the gays. Like, we love the gays. But Mark and Brett are comedic gold for The Amazing Race. They're so refreshing. I just want them on my television, like, all the time. And I'm like, Mark, how many fucking races are you competing in? You competed in a drag race. You on The
Well, I mean,
Amazing
he didn't
Race.
compete.
You
He
know what I
should
mean? Like,
maybe.
how many
Maybe he
races are you
should.
I mean, technically, he did compete because he was Saphira's makeover challenge partner.
Right, I forgot. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes. Maybe.
So he
Maybe he
did
could
get
pull
up in
a.
full geesh. He did do it.
Maybe he could pull a mini wang, and a couple years
Listen,
down the line.
you never know. But Mark looked good, though. I have to give it to him. Mark looked amazing. Those booty shorts, those hoochie daddy shorts was eating. Okay, Mark, we see you over there. We see you. But no, like shout out to Mark. Mark did amazing. I just always have to commend the dancers because that's a lot of routines for them to
It
like.
is an outfit changes, girl.
Yeah, it's a lot, and you got to keep it with the because different routines have different like you have to emote differently. So I give them so much credit. But now Rue decides, obviously, the top two is going to be Anya and Jules, and they are going to lip sync for the crown.
Girl,
For
did you
me,
forget
no, I
Miss
didn't forget it.
Congeniality?
No, she does the top two, and then she goes to cuts, and they change, and then they go back, and that's kind of how I was going to do it.
Okay, girl, I don't remember. I was drunk.
Rue decides the top two are Anya and Jules, and um, I think it was a I could see it, right? Based
Hmm.
on if you think of it, right? Obviously, if you base it on the whole entire season, this was Anya deserving to go in the top two. And if you base it on this episode as a whole, from start to finish, right? Based on look, everything, charisma, like talent, yes, this was Jules Sparkle's episode. Like she did amazing. She said it. She had an amazing moment when she talked about being like a child of immigrants and especially in this political climate, right? Like she would be really great representation. I was like, at that moment, I said, "Oh, she's eating this."
We said at that moment, like, she might have just won,
Yeah,
like, the whole season. Like, just with that speech alone. And obviously, it doesn't take away from any of the other queens and their performance throughout the season, but that's how good that speech was. And again, with this political climate under Trump, um, I feel like that was kind of needed. Like, I was already rooting for her before the finale, but it just made me want her to, made me, I don't know if that's right,
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
to win that much more. Um, and like, I literally felt something, like, I was like, ooh, chills, bitch. Like, yes, take the crown. And I think that would
Yeah,
have been great.
it was great. I wasn't upset at the top two. I really wasn't. I wasn't like
No,
some of these
not at
other
all.
queens. Like, oh my god, why? No, I hate when the fans do that. Relax, cut the bullshit. It's a TV show. Our opinions do not matter. We they really don't.
I love how. Like even throughout the episode, they were like, "Let us know who you want to win." Like, bitch, like you didn't already send the winner over to the broadcaster. Like, there's nothing we can do about it. Like, girl, calm
Hello,
down.
like our opinions doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Nobody was robbed. Nobody was robbed. Like it's a fucking TV show, and RuPaul has all the decisions, so you need to relax. But before we even get into the final lip sync, right? Let us get into finding out who Miss Congeniality is. And let's just say that the step down between Tsunami Muse and Safira Cristale, I love the two looks. I thought it was a really great juxtaposition between the two because they were the Miss Congenialities of last season. But this season's Miss Congeniality is none other than Crystal Envy. And so I just wanted to say congratulations to Crystal because we all know that she's fierce, but she's so nice. So
I think
it was really great.
I think she won Miss Congeniality when she agreed to be who was it? Was it Lana's tumbleweed? The moment
For
she
the
agreed to be
group's
that,
tumbleweed,
yeah. The moment she agreed to that, I feel like that's when the girls were like, yeah, that's our new bestie right there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. And also, like obviously, I'm sure people know the tea, but when she did get eliminated, she left the queens like some things. Sometimes they leave notes, but she left them like garments, and so they was wearing different things throughout the whole entire episode. That probably is another reason why she did it, but I think Jules said it on a was it a viewing party that I've seen like through clips or whatever that Crystal would stop what she was doing. Like if she finished her garment, she would go over and help the girls, like and sew for them and that stuff. So I have to give it to Crystal. Like she's a drag queen.
Love
All
that.
right. So now let's get into the top two, right? And so Anya Nerve and Jewel Sparkles lip sync for the crown to Abracadabra by Lady Gaga. What did you think of the lip sync?
I thought this was a great lip sync. Great finale lip sync, first of all, because like, hi, love Gaga, obviously, but Abracadabra, come on. That was both of them for different reasons.
Hmm.
Obviously, Jules gave us the gags, the reveals, very high energy. Like the bitch was killing it. Uh, what I liked about Anya's was that she was just being herself. Like she was just
Hmm.
doing Anya without a care in the world. And I feel like this was kind of a reset. Like her not doing any type of reveal, any type of gag, and just being like, "I'm gonna just give you me, take it or leave it." So I love that. I love that. I love that she just got up there, um, did her without worrying about like trying to win anyone over necessarily, like with like huge gags and all that stuff. So I love that for her.
Okay. So hold that. So do you think that Anya, obviously spoiler, we know that Anya Nerve won, but like, do you think that Anya winning the season without doing a like reveals during the finale lip sync, do you think it shifts the narrative in the fact that reveals are required for you to win?
Yes, absolutely. I feel like this is a much needed reset because I feel like all those reveals were getting out of control. Obviously season 9, Sasha Velour changed the whole game.
Hmm.
She redefined kind of what the finale was, honestly. And ever since then, we've had any finalist kind of try to achieve that, and kind of surpass her, very unsuccessfully, I might say. We've had some really bad moments with the reveals, and like if you think about like the previous episode with the Lollapalooza, you could tell every single one of those queens was gonna do a reveal. So I feel like this was a much needed reset for like to show the queens like, hey, you don't necessarily need to do that all the time. We just want to see you perform really well. You don't need to rip off your wig. You don't need to reveal into a whole new dress. Just perform. It's a lip sync for your life. Just do that.
Yeah. I have conflicting thoughts on the lip sync. So obviously, when I was at Hardware, right, the energy was wild. I mean, it felt so good just to be there in the presence of like all the other gays. And it was, I don't know, it just felt very different. We've been to viewing parties before, but this one just felt so good. It was like, oh my gosh, right? And so when we were there, we was living for this lip sync. We was like, oh my God, this is magical. But then when I got back home and I watched it and I was sober, it wasn't as magical as I remembered. Right. So don't get me wrong, Jules had amazing reveals, but I just think that the timing fell off with the song, right? It just didn't add up to the song. But I thought that her ripping off the black layers to the beat of the song, iconic. Jules, you
Mhm.
fucking better bitch. Like that, nasty. It was so good. And then I thought Anya dressed in red, such a solid concept. I think that was a brilliant idea for her to be because there's a whole verse where Gaga is talking about a poem by a lady in red, right? So that was good. Her performance just didn't wow me. Again, right? She's so amazing in other ways, but she just didn't give me enough levels. And I felt at one point of the song, felt like she was scrambling to like find things to do.
I know it's yeah, I completely agree with you on that part. Performance was not insane. Not what the song deserved, honestly. Um, but again, I think it was a gag that she chose to do it without any type of reveals or
That
stunts, anything.
in itself, brilliant. Right,
Yeah.
because I think sometimes, and you've hinted upon this, right? Sasha Velour it gagged us because it was the first time, right?
And it was so
Obviously, we
unexpected.
and it was the first time it was so unexpected. And after that, it seems like that has become the new norm. And I think
Hmm.
we have normalized that and we have made that the expectation. And
Hmm.
so Anya not doing any reveals throughout the whole entire finale, I think she shifted the paradigm in
Hmm.
a great way. That says that let your lip sync or I guess your persona, your personality, let that shine through and yet that be the deciding factor to whether or not you win or not.
Yeah, it's all about the performance, the drag persona, personality. Let's do away with all that nonsense, which again can be great and it has given us some great moments. But
Hmm.
I think as a whole, um, it's been very messy.
Yes.
And I think girls tend to focus more on that rather than delivering an actually good performance.
Yeah. And so, if I was just based on the lip sync, I would give it to Jules strictly on the performance
Hmm.
of this lip sync, strictly on it. But then again, this is Rue's show, and she can do whatever the fuck she wants, and she can crown whoever the fuck she wants, right? And that's the beauty of it, right? Obviously, like this is her show, and so with that being said, she crowns a winner. Obviously, the winner is Anya Nerve. But before we get into really celebrating Anya, what I did want to do is I wanted to talk about the the crowning looks. I thought these looks were great for the queens. I thought they each represented themselves really well.
I agree. Yeah, I would have wanted to. I love this look from Lexi. This was one of my favorite promo looks. I don't know,
Mhm.
for the finale, maybe I kind of maybe wish she would have worn clothes, like something. I don't know. Looks great.
I mean, but
Looked
if
great.
if she was in the top two and she would have gotten crowned,
Yeah,
this would have been
then
the look that she would have gotten crowned at.
that would have been cut. That would have been cut.
Yeah, because remember Sasha did it. Sasha had a bra and panty, and she looked amazing. So like, it didn't take away from the fact, right?
Mhm.
Like, and if you think of it, Sasha really didn't have that many reveals either, too. Like, she just took the coat off into the dress, and the dress she was
That was
naked.
it. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Like, so it works when it's right. It's right.
Hmm.
I think all of them. I think each one of them look like their brand.
Yeah.
I thought they all look good, and so the top two, especially, right, Jules and Anya. I think they both look amazing. Anya looks amazing, and that's why she's the winner of season 17. So, congratulations to Anya Nerf.
And nobody was robbed.
Nobody was robbed. And we need to stop that. As fans, the fans need to stop this. Oh my God, she was robbed. Because then it would have been like, oh, if Jules would have won, right, then they would have had the toxicity of like, oh, but what about Anya? She had the best track record. And now that Anya won, it's like, oh, but Jules ate her on the lip sync. So what's the point of having a finale lip sync if the lip syncs them? It's a TV show at the end of the day. Just enjoy that we have something that we can go out and socialize and watch and have discourse about, but let it be productive. Do not let it be toxic and slightly racist at times. But what I'm really excited about Anya's like win is that it's so refreshing to me to see the representation, especially as a Black queen, get the reception from the fan base.
Yeah. What the mo I mean. I feel like a majority of the fan base was kind of all in agreement. Anya deserved the crown, but I feel like nobody believed she would get it, just based on kind of the way previous seasons worked out. And
Hmm.
again, the kind of the reception that Jules had and the way the finale was going, I feel like nobody actually thought she would take it, but everybody thought she should. So when she was crowned, everyone went crazy. Because again, I feel like nobody thought she would take it, even though they wanted her to. Like they had kind of told themselves that's not going to happen. So I'm really happy it did. Everybody was so happy that she won, at least in the viewing party that we
Well,
were at.
right.
But we really need to stop the toxicity. Like y'all drove Jules out of the internet. Like, come on.
I mean, if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about this little discourse, right?
I love how
These are some of
you.
the shady. Yes, and I put these up there. These are some of the shady ones that I could find about the finale. Obviously, this is not all of them, but this is just some of the ones I wanted to talk about. Right? I just think it's crazy that do we need reveals for a good lip sync? No. Was this a good lip sync? Also no. Right? This is a drag race finale, and Anya was drunk dancing in a club. Sorry, this was a no effort performance, and I've seen local queens perform so much better. Was that fucking necessary? I do not think so.
And this is nice compared to some things I've seen.
Right, right. Then you also have Anya winning that lip sync, and she didn't have to do like a single reveal. This is true. She shifted the paradigm in not having to do it. And sometimes reveals is not always, it could be your Achilles heel, right? It can either help you or it can hinder you. So, hey, in this aspect, it helped her to not have to do it and just rely on her, right? And then only one girl ate that lip sync up. Only one girl ate that lip sync up. Robbed, 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 robbed. What is the fucking point of the finale lip sync spell drunk? If the rightful winner still gets snubbed, right? Count your fucking days, RuPaul. Like, first of all, sis, calm down. I'm gonna need you to relax. RuPaul does not know you, and RuPaul does not care about you, sis. Like, this is RuPaul's TV show, and RuPaul will snub a bitch if she needs to. And guess what? She she gonna do it again, and she's gonna play in our faces another time. And guess what? We're still gonna do? We're still gonna go on our Friday. We're still gonna have our drinks, and we're still gonna talk shit about the show. It is what it is. So
Yeah,
relax.
yeah. And at the end of the day, it's moments like these that bring the show more publicity. So why would she not do that? Like, hello. At
Hello,
the end of the
right?
day, like you said, like we've said all along, it's a TV show before it's a competition. He's gonna do what makes good TV and what gets her the numbers.
Oh my
Hello, she's a
gosh, yes,
businesswoman.
yes,
Like she wants her money. She wants those viewers.
right. And Rue has said, especially for this season, Rue has said it was anyone's game. Rue said it was anyone's competition. It was anyone's crown to win, right? And I'm sure throughout the season she was like, she's going to be Team Lexi, and then she's going to be Team Jules, and maybe Team Lydia, and Susie too, depending on who won, right? She gave them the wins for a reason in particular challenges. So throughout the season, I'm sure her mind has changed. And then even with the finale, I'm sure you go into the finale with an idea of who you think is going to do well, and then you like, wait, maybe not. Like,
Yeah.
and then and then I'm sure a part of her looks at the fan reception. Who is going to receive the crown, right? And when I give this crown to someone, who is going to represent this and what I want to represent? And so all that plays a factor. We've seen that. We've seen when people get brand deals and we're like, damn, why did that person get it? It should be this person. But who knows what that brand is looking for at that moment and what that person's going to bring, right? And Anya Nerve or Jules Sparkles, either one of them would have been great to win the season. So would Lexi and so would Sam. It just wasn't their time yet. And that doesn't take away from anyone.
No, exactly that. I think any one of the three could come back and absolutely demolish an all-star season.
Absolutely.
I don't want them. I was gonna say I want them on the same season. No, I don't. I want them separate seasons. But yeah, congrats to Anya. Let's stop the hate. And I really hope this is a reset in terms of like the way finales go. Like I'm tired of the crazy stunts that I feel like most of the time takes away from the performance. I hate these like huge quotes that they bring out and we're like, oh my God, is she gonna have a reveal? Like obviously we know it's gonna happen. But yeah, any final thoughts on this season?
I mean, obviously, we're going to have our episode when we go through the
Yeah.
full thing, right? But I thought the season was good. I enjoyed the season. I have my ups and my downs, but I'll save my like full like spiel for the actual episode. Did I enjoy the finale? Yes. Would I have wanted something more grander? Yes. Would I have wanted a bigger audience? Absolutely. Am I upset with the winner? No. I think Anya is going to be amazing and she's going to do great things. So excited for what she will bring. And I'm excited for All Stars 10.
I really thought we had like 2 months. Picture comes out in like 3 weeks. 2 weeks, I
It
think
literally
maybe.
comes
I don't
out in
know.
like maybe 2.5 weeks. Yes. I'm excited about this.
Crazy.
So stay tuned for our recap. So All Stars 10. I'm sure it will still be our shady self. But, but seriously, if you laughed, if you threw some shade, or if you just had a blast with us, right? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a single episode. Follow us on Instagram at No MAAM the Podcast. And if you're listening on Apple, Spotify, or HeartRadio, rate us 5 stars and drop a review. We'll have you saying No MAAM in no time. Catch you later.